Okay, so I can't really tell what the title is because there's on the title of the poster there's like two V's, and then in the movie apparently it's called The Witch, so there's like a W, but it looks like two V's, and it's just confusing.
Boo! There you are. Boo!
So The Witch is directed by Robert Eggers and it stars Anya Taylor-Joy. So The Witch is about this family who after the father has challenged his community in New England, they are kind of exiled from the plantation, so they go out and they end up finding the clearing, which they decide to form their own house on. So they build their house and they start up their own farm. And then one day when Anya Taylor-Joy, she's playing with a newborn baby called Samuel, and when she plays peekaboo, when she opens her eyes, the baby's gone. So after that moment, it's kind of like this family kind of being destroyed from the inside, and there's a lot of is there a witch? Isn't there a witch? In the woods, what took Samuel and why it's all tearing the family apart. In my Split review, I said that Anya Taylor-Joy, she was great in Split, and I was looking forward to seeing what she did in The Witch. And The Witch, I actually think she's here better in Split because she shows more of a dramatic acting range. There's just more for her to do with her character than in Split. The movie I also thought was really well shot, but it had more of that fixed cinematography. So you know how the camera kind of feels like it's planted on a tripod in one place, and then they just kind of move the camera around, or the camera just stays there. So it looks kind of awkward, but then again you do see everything, and I find it well shot. The story I also thought was really intriguing because after Samuel disappears, you just get immediately sucked in, and I feel like you get more invested with some of the characters, and that's just really good that the story can do that. But I can't really forget that The Witch is a horror movie, and there are some genuinely scary scenes, none of which really take place for about the first two acts of the movie. However, there is one scene that one moment that was scary at about the end of the first act, about halfway into the second. But after the third act kicks off, it just becomes a lot of tension and kind of scary and disturbing at the same time. But with those scary scenes comes with the problem of there just being some scenes that you really just don't care what's happening. I mean, there are scenes when you go through the movie and you just zone out and you don't really pay that much attention because there's nothing really that you care about that happens in that scene. And this movie, it's written well. I do think it's written well. But the movie also has it has the 1600s dialogue. So they use thou and thee and all the other words that you don't really, they're not used anymore. Unless you're citing Shakespeare. But the actors pulled it off really well. However, if you don't know what thou or thee means, it does seem a little bit confusing at times. And it would be slightly tough to follow exactly what they're saying. And the movie, the movie's is really left up to interpretation. I reckon about 4 out of 10 plot points in The Witch is left up to interpretation. So that type of how it's left for interpretation, I just wasn't that big a fan of it, and I would have rather probably a more linear and tighter story. The Witch, though, is a solid horror movie. Don't get me wrong; it's solid in the third act. I like the drama between the family. There is an unlikable character with the mum is really unlikable. But everyone else did really well acting and the directions were well done. I will say that The Witch is one and done. Have you seen The Witch? What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments down below. What's your favourite period piece horror movie? Let me know that in the comments down below too. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe, become one of the Platypus, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh wow, you made it to the end of the video. Good job. How about you click that subscribe button for more content? Or click one of these two videos. Either one's good enough.